Everyone, it's Alexis Cardoza.
What's up, everybody? It's the Wild Rhino Clark Connors from New Japan Pro Wrestling, and I am here getting wild, drinking an 805.
Hey, this is Billy Starks.
Rip F and Bison. I ran out of booze.
Join us because we're drinking at Moe's. I am the fire starter, the Carney Killer. I am born to die, Jake Christ.
This is Bobby Olson. We're drinking at Moe's. You better hit like and subscribe.
All right, everybody. Want to thank Reaper Apparel for having Drinking at Moe's be a brand ambassador. They encourage everybody to break out of that comfort zone, live their best self, which, hey, that's what got me starting the podcast. But they got great clothing, great apparel, t-shirts, hoodies, beanies, hats, all that good stuff. Be sure, link will be in the description, and use the code Drinking at Moe's to get 10% off your order. Let's fucking
Alrighty, everybody. Drinking at Moe's. This is my 2 cents. You know the drill. YouTube, like, subscribe, comment, share, all that good shit. Treat the like button like you just came back from dinner at Taco Bell and you got the damn run. All right, let's fucking go. So, I got you. All right, I win. I'm good. All right, anyways, we got a topic today, real heels. And, you know, I kind of described it before we started recording. Now, here's the thing when it comes to wrestling. Back in the day, I mean, as recent, I brought up that Bubba Ray Dudley in the original ECW, hell, the Dudley Boys in the original ECW, would cause freaking damn near riots.
Oh, hell yes, riots.
Constantly. Would not give a fuck. And then you go back to people like Rowdy Roddy Piper.
Mm-hmm.
And that run that he had where, I mean, I want to say it was Southern California, where he got people pretty upset there.
Mm-hmm.
When he was saying that he was going to play like the, oh God, I'm wanting to say it was the Mexican national anthem on his bagpipes.
Oh,
and he played La Cucaracha. Back then, it's like they did not give a fuck. And, you know, you go today and, you know, I get it. You know, you're wanting to make money, especially on the independents.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're selling your t-shirts, you're selling this and that. So you can't just be that jackass you are in front of the camera. Although, going back to that, MJF, before his current run, you've probably seen the videos. You know, regardless of if he's at a meet and greet in front of the camera, whatever, he did not give a fuck. He would sign somebody's action figure, throw it out in front of the table. There you go.
Oh, there's one that I saw where this kid, I'm going to say probably about 5, 6, 7 years old, is with big brother, big sister, whatever. And they're, you know, at a meet and greet, he actually signed something, and he goes, "Would you like a picture?" Oh yeah, sure. So they're all, and he sits down. There's red flag number 1, and then as soon as they're standing there like right around behind him, and there's this kid over here, and what's he do? Right when they get ready, the guy's like, "All right, ready, 1, 2," and guess what he does? Right in the kid's face. I mean, he just turns around, looks right at him, and just throws a finger up like that with the shit-eating grin smile. That, oh. And he smiled about it because he knows what he was doing, and everyone else knew what he was doing too.
And that's the thing. You don't.
You know,
Oh, I was just going to say, you don't get that much these days.
Mhm.
Like you get those heels that are like they want to be cool. They
Yeah, right.
almost more of an anti-hero sort of thing.
Well, and stuff like that works because who was the last anti-hero that made it really huge? Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yep.
He played the anti-hero, he played an anti-hero, but it was just the fact that he became the hero.
Yep.
Now, heels these days are just doing enough just to get by and get a move or two. They're not doing anything truly despicable, like Bubba Ray and Devon starting a riot. I remember the Big Boss Man. When the Big Show's dad passed away, and the Big Boss Man showed up and then dragged the casket
Behind his car. Yeah.
and it's like that piss you off. Hell, we got some guys in our neck of the woods that are using somebody's ring music, and I know for a fact it pisses people off that they do it. They're doing their jobs.
Yep.
I look at them. Do you want to kick their ass because they're using his music? Oh yeah, whatever you want to kick. They're doing their job.
Yep.
It's just stuff like that. It's the little things, if I can use that phrase. Dirty Dom, and I know you probably want to hear it.
You had to bring up that fucker.
Well, I'm rapid firing going through the heels in my head, and I could bring up Roman Reigns, but when's the last time you saw Roman Reigns?
Yeah, he's kind of sparingly used anymore.
Who else do they have for a top heel on SmackDown? They don't. So I got to bring up Dirty Dom because he's the one. I hate to say it, he's the one that's getting the biggest reaction.
Because everybody knows that he legitimately sucks.
Now, if you went to AEW, you can almost pick out who the heels are. Hell, Samoa Joe. People want to cheer him. Hell, I'll cheer for him. What's half the stuff he does? They're heel tactics.
House of Black.
The House of Black. Well, sometimes they get cheered too. A lot of people, whether they're sliced out into either the faces or the heels, they're still getting cheers. I mean, do you remember the cheers that the House of Black got for when that came out for All In?
Yeah.
Sometimes it was hard to figure out who was the heel and who was the face.
Yeah. Until MJF had this new attitude that he has. I mean, he's still calling himself the devil.
Oh yeah.
But
people are loving it now.
Oh yeah. When back before, it was like it didn't matter where he was getting the shit boot out of him.
Mm-hmm.
Which I almost like him. Like, oh, it sounds weird because I've been loving this whole dynamic with him and Adam Cole.
Oh yeah.
That it's weird for me to say, but I almost liked him more as a heel because you just wanted to see him get his ass kicked.
It almost sounds like you kind of wish that instead of becoming the face tag team, they became a heel tag team.
It kind of, maybe a little bit.
And then, well, and the thing about that would be, then you'd have to figure out, okay, so this has to end somewhere. Who are we going to turn face to face the heel? You have two guys that are perennial heels. Who are you going to turn? It, I have no idea.
Yeah. Although, hell, half the time I don't have any idea what they're doing with AEW teams and
Those lines are kind of blurred.
the whole Ring of Honor shit. We've gone over that multiple times.
Yeah, we
But
have.
it's just like,
That's actually one where you can almost figure out who the heel and who the faces are.
true.
You know, unless
It's just like,
unless you have someone who is a, you know, and I hate to use this phrase, who is a Ricky the Dragon Steamboat babyface. Does not turn heel for nothing. He's just a perennial babyface. That's all he does. He does everything by the book. Unless you have someone that's that determined in that slot, you're not going to figure out who the hell's who.
yeah, it's, you know, I kind of miss the days where it's like back in the day, you know, Bubba Ray, Devon, original ECW, the heels didn't really have shit for merch, so it's like they didn't really have a reason to give a shit.
No,
They go out there and just cause hell.
They be assholes in order to get money.
They get people in there just so people would cheer to see them get their butts kicked.
Hell, I almost put it like this. Maybe Paul Heyman bet them X amount of dollars. If you can start a riot, I will pay you this amount.
They came pretty damn close multiple times. I still remember, oh God, I can't literally repeat some of the words that they were using.
Well, how can you not use the words that they're using? Because I seem to remember telling some people to F off earlier while we were recording. Unless they were words that you're really not supposed to say because of the YouTube algorithm.
Let's just say words that I hate using the whole cancel culture stuff.
Don't worry.
But let's just say words that they used back then. If I were to use them in this video, there wouldn't be any channel for me anymore.
Gotcha.
So I'm not even going to go there. But it's just like back in those days, I liked it because you had that dynamic of you knew, and then, oh man, I don't know. It's just something that you don't have. You don't have anymore.
You just the culture's changed.
The culture has definitely changed. Yeah.
I hear it all the time. I see it all the time. You see it all the time on social media, on the interweb. The big thing I always remember saying is, when I went to, I've got a notebook. I've got a box down here that was in storage, has all my military stuff in it. And I've got a notepad. I don't know if you had those in the Navy. A little notepad you can write stuff on. I actually started a list of all the movies that I wanted to get when I deployed to that big kitty litter box overseas. And one of the movies I had was Blazing Saddles. Do you think you could redo Blazing Saddles these days? Nope.
Yeah.
That's the culture that we're in right now. Is that even something that uses the language in context, you can't do it.
Yeah, and it's sad, but I choose to not, because that whole window could bring a whole different thing that I don't choose to go into on this channel, because it opens up a whole political thing, and I don't like going into that.
We're not political. The closest we get to politics is when we shit on the political matches that WWE always puts on.
That
we haven't got to that yet, so we're not going to talk about it right now.
Yep. That, or talking about veterans issues. I mean, I know you and I are both passionate on that, but we won't go into that here. But anyways, this one's probably a short one, but that is about all I have for this. I don't know if you got anything to
I got nothing.
nothing to end off. All right, we got more to cover here. So let's fucking go.